The checkpoint on Karos 9 was designed to intimidate. Twin grav towers rose like fangs on either side of the causeway, their surfaces crawling with sensor arrays, weapon ports, and warning glyphs in 12 coalition languages. The air hummed with overlapping scans, biometric, pheromonal, quantum tag verification enough to make most species feel flayed just by standing still. Captain Resic of the Veruan Guard took pride in it. "No one passes Gate Sigma without my say," he growled, his talons tapping against his command console. "Not smugglers. Not spies. Not even diplomats who think their fur is shinier than mine." The line of travelers shuffled forward. There were merchants, pilgrims, a pair of academic molluscoids quietly arguing about taxonomy. Everything was normal. Then the human woman stepped into the scan field. She was unremarkable by coalition standards, soft-skinned, no claws, no visible natural weapons. She was of medium height, wearing a dark jacket with a travel pack slung over one shoulder. What was remarkable were the three small shapes padding along beside her. Cubs. At least, that's what the guard's automatic classifiers labeled them as. Juvenile, non-human entities. Species unknown, age range estimated at under 8 local cycles. They walked upright, covered in fur, with oversized eyes and rounded features that triggered every protective instinct in the checkpoint's AI. Resic frowned. "Why does a human have cubs?" he muttered. Lieutenant Kesht leaned closer to the display. "They're not registered as dependents, sir. No coalition species match. Could be rescues, or bait," Resic snapped. Increased scrutiny. The scan lattice intensified. Light rippled over the group. The human woman stopped exactly where the yellow line indicated and waited, hands visible, posture relaxed. The cubs did not wait. The smallest one, barely up to the woman's knee, tilted its head. Its large eyes flicked toward the nearest guard tower. Then, with a casual motion, it reached into a small pouch strapped across its chest and pulled out a device. Resic's frill flared in alarm. "That's not a toy," Kesht whispered. It was a scanner, not a crude civilian model. Not a medical tricorder. It was a Sentinel-class deep-spectrum analyzer, capable of reading encrypted biosignatures, neural augmentation markers, and military-grade threat profiles. The Coalition restricted them to Tier Alpha security forces only. And a cub was holding one. Before anyone could shout, the cub activated it. A soft blue cone swept across the guards. Across Resic. Warning icons exploded across the command console. "What in the void?" Resic snarled, frantically swiping at the alerts. The cubs moved with practiced ease. One scanned the left tower. Another pivoted, scanning the right. The third slightly taller, with a notch in one ear focused on the guards themselves. The device chimed. Once. Twice. The cub looked up at the human woman. "Confirmed," it said. Its voice was clear, calm, far too composed for a juvenile. 3 high-risk profiles, 2 concealed augmentations. 1 latent pheromone suppressor failure. Silence slammed down over the checkpoint. The woman sighed. "I told you to wait until we were through," she said mildly. The cub's ears drooped. "Apologies, ma'am." Threat probability exceeded tolerance. Resic's talons dug into the console. "Guards," he roared. "Disarm them now!" The tower's weapon ports rotated. They never fired. Every system froze. Not jammed. Not overridden. Paused. The cub with the scanner tilted its head again. "Oh," it said, "your firmware is still 3 revisions behind. That's concerning." Resic felt cold. What are you?" he demanded. The human woman finally looked up at him. Her eyes were tired. Not afraid. Just disappointed. "I'm a teacher," she said. "And these are my students." The cub straightened at the word. "Students?" Kesht echoed weakly. "Yes," the woman replied. "Specifically, first-generation uplift candidates from non-spacefaring death worlds. The Coalition classified their species as pre-sapient predators and scheduled their habitats for resource extraction." Her jaw tightened. "We disagreed." The tallest cub lowered its scanner and stepped forward. "Our people were designated acceptable losses," it said. "We did not accept that outcome." Resic's console flickered back to life, just long enough to display a new set of data. Not from Coalition servers, from elsewhere. Independent confirmations. Archived recordings. Classified minutes from closed-door sessions. His own signature on a deployment order that had erased an entire valley of non-compliant fauna. The cub had scanned him and found him wanting. You shouldn't have access to that information, Resik hissed. You shouldn't have done it, the cub replied simply. The human woman stepped forward, placing a gentle hand on the cub's shoulder. That's enough, she said. We're not here to judge individuals. Resik stared at her. You let children carry weapons and intelligence devices? He spat. She raised an eyebrow. We let people learn how to survive systems designed to erase them. The checkpoint alarms finally screamed external ones, echoing from beyond the towers. Ships in orbit were changing vectors. Private channels flooded with urgent messages. Kesh swallowed. Sir, we're getting priority pings. High-level Terran markers. Resik's frill drooped. Terrans? He whispered. The woman smiled faintly. Lesson 2, she said to the cubs. Authority only works if everyone agrees it does. The smallest cub raised a paw. Ma'am? Yes? May I explain Lesson 3 to the guards? She considered, then nodded. Briefly, the cub turned to Resik and the frozen soldiers. Humans, it said, are unusual. They pack bond across species boundaries. They adopt. They teach. And when they decide note-taking is no longer sufficient, it tapped the scanner. They revised the curriculum. The towers powered down, not destroyed. Not hacked into slag, simply disengaged. A clear corridor opened through Gate Sigma. The woman gestured forward. Come along, she said. We're already late. The cubs padded ahead, scanners stowed, eyes alert. Resik found his voice at last. You can't just walk through a coalition checkpoint. The woman paused, glancing back over her shoulder. We can, she said. We did. Then she was gone, her students flanking her like a quiet, watchful pack. Long after the gate reset and the alarms fell silent, Captain Resik remained frozen at his console, staring at the lingering data imprint on his screen. It wasn't a threat assessment. It was a lesson plan. And at the bottom, in neat Terran script, were 3 simple rules. Observe first. Judge last. Protect always.